Hey, what's up YouTube? Jester here. Just wanted to make this video, this quick video talking about some of the latest info surrounding Battlefield in this dead time before Season 7. The footage in the background is from the game mode Control, which just recently ended. It was in rotation for a while. I didn't really like this game mode when it came out a month or two ago. I don't even remember when it came out, but for some reason this time when they released it, I really enjoyed this game mode. Maybe it's because I was trying to tier 1 the engineers, and it just was easier because it's a very vehicle-focused game mode. Anyway, I really liked it. They should probably bring this back as a standard game mode. And it was really quite decent. Anyway, unless you've been living under a rock lately, you would have heard that EA is completely axed Ridgeline Studios, the studio involved in the single-player campaign for the next Battlefield. Marcus Leto, former Halo narrative guy who they brought in to do the single-player narrative campaign for the next Battlefield, quit and is possibly quitting the gaming industry. So whatever that situation was must have been pretty extreme. But they axed the entire studio after he left, and Criterion now have taken over the duties for the single-player campaign. I don't even know if Battlefield needs a single-player campaign. We haven't had a dedicated single-player campaign since Hardline. Battlefield 1 was a series of short stories, and Battlefield 5 was kind of the same way. I feel like it's nice to have a single-player campaign for no other reason than it helps establish the universe for which you're fighting in. The universe of Battlefield 2042, the ongoing narrative story there, I have no fucking clue what's going on in this game. There's different factions doing different things with different people. Who the hell's got time for that? So, in that sense, yeah, a single-player campaign would help solidify that and just make one story. You play through once, you get the gist of it, and then you go play. Battlefield 3 was good. I mean, the story in Battlefield 3 was complete garbage, but it helped establish, oh, it's the Russians and the Americans and they're fighting and the blah, blah, blah. You know, it set the tone. If they've got the ability to do it and it helps tell the narrative, go for it. I don't know what it means that Criterion is taking over and Ridgeline has been disbanded. And a lot of people think that means trouble. A lot of people think, yeah, well, it's a campaign, who cares? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. Moving on to Season 7. The Season 7 now has an official name. It's called Turning Point. There's going to be a trailer drop on March 12th, so be sure to check that out. There's a little teaser up on Battlefield's YouTube site that I'll show it here. Looks like it's got bullets, shell casings falling into water. Interesting. I don't. Maybe there's water on the new maps. We still don't know what the second map is going to be. Maybe they'll tease that on the 12th. We know the first map is going to be in Chile somewhere. Closer quarter, combined arms, but that's really all we know. There was a leak, supposedly, of the weapons and gadgets for the next season that Tom Henderson linked to in an article he wrote. The video looks like complete dog shit. It looks like somebody just threw that shit together really quick. I mean, if Tom Henderson's reporting on it, I would think that it's a little bit more credible because that guy's pretty credible with leaks. But the actual video itself is very sus. I'm not going to show it here, but the weapons are basically the AK-5C from Battlefield 4, the SCZ-3, otherwise known as the Scorpion, that was also on Battlefield 4. The CZ-3A1, which is supposed to be a carbine. I don't know what this gun is. I don't recognize it as having ever been in a Battlefield game. And the SRA, a wire-guided rocket. So it looks like an assault rifle, an SMG, and a carbine, and a rocket launcher, which, I don't know. With Liz in the game, the SRA kind of seems redundant, not necessary. We'll see. I don't know. This could be complete bullshit. Who even knows? I guess we'll find out on the 12th when the trailer drops. Along with Season 7, they're also updating the visual recoil of weapons so that each class of weapons and each in particular weapon has a distinct feel and recoil to it. This is really late in the game to be changing the feel of the guns, in my opinion. If they were going to do something like this, they should have done it a long time ago. Some people in the Battlefield community are freaked out and pissed off about it, saying this is the most horrible thing ever. Some people don't even care. They'll wait and see. In DICE themselves have said some of you are going to notice the changes and some of you won't, which I think is DICE's nice way of saying that some of you are absolute trash at the game and it doesn't matter what we make the guns feel like, you're never going to notice anyway. But for some of you who are tryhards and you know, MLG wannabes, you're gonna know the difference. You're gonna feel the difference, and those people are a little upset about it because it's very inconsistent to change a weapon's feel and look 2 years into the games. It just doesn't feel right. There was also a bit of news regarding the next Battlefield, in addition to the fact that the single player got moved to Criterion and Ridgeline this history. The news is that it is going to be 64 player, 128 players gone, and that there will be a free-to-play battle royale that releases alongside of it. So I guess they're going to try to redo a version of Firestorm that's better than Firestorm, that's not behind the paywall of having to own Battlefield. This feels like a Call of Duty Warzone type of business plan where they connect the two games, but they're not required in order to play them. We'll see. Battle Royale is not my particular type of game mode. I tried playing Firestorm once or twice, and it was just too slow. I particularly like the high intensity of Battlefield games. They don't really work with Battle Royales, which are very slow and campy and sometimes. So we'll see. I mean, I'll give it a shot, obviously. I mean, I literally just played Hazard Zone for the first time like 3 days ago. I played one round and I was like, okay, I get it, I'm done, and that was garbage, and I never played it again. So I played that 2 years after the game's been out. Just not into things that are not core Battlefield experiences. But maybe some people are, and maybe that'll bring in new players. And this franchise desperately needs new players. It needs a bigger player base. That pretty much wraps up what's going on in the Battlefield community right now until we get to the 12th for the new trailer. Things are super dead right now. There's a whole lot of nothing going on in the community. Everything's just kind of boring and there's nothing left to do, which is why I've started going back and trying to tier 1 specialists I never played. This game desperately needs to have something more to do. I hope that they can stretch this game out to the next Battlefield. If the next Battlefield doesn't come out till October of 2025, which is the rumor, that's over a year and a half away. We're gonna have to find something to keep us going. And this, I mean, the slow drip of content that's coming out. I mean, it's been almost 6 months since season 6. You can't go 6 months between seasons and maintain a player base. It's just not gonna work. In fact, I'm kind of worried that season 7 is supposed to get 2 maps, that they're not gonna give us 2 maps right off the rip. They're gonna spread that stuff out like they did before with the previous seasons. They would drop a new map and then like wait a month or two and then drop the remake of a previous map. And I'm worried that that's what they're going to do here, is they're going to drop one map and then wait a couple of months and then drop the second map to try to extend the seasons out, because they just don't have a lot going on. They really need to amp it up. If they want to keep the players engaged until the next Battlefield comes out, they're really going to have to kick it up a notch. Let me know what your thoughts are. Is the gun recoil gonna fuck up everybody's game, or is it gonna be a huge nothing burger? Are we making too much out of it? Is it gonna make the game feel better, worse? I don't know. Are you jacked for season 7? I'm jacked for anything at this point. This game is so dead. I would be thrilled to get anything at this point. So season 7 may be trash, but at this point I'll be glad to get anything. And what about the disillusion of Ridgeline Studios and the loss of them doing the single player campaign? I mean, we didn't lose a single player campaign, but an entire studio got shut down. Is that going to be a problem? Is that a sign of things to come for the next Battlefield? Should we be worried? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.